Hello everybody and welcome to this week's edition of Whiteboard Wednesdays, even though it's Thursday today. So this is a new series that I'm going to be starting where I share some philosophy, some teachings. Sometimes it will be linked to yoga and sometimes it will be linked to other things. But I feel that I have a lot to share and a lot to give, and by simply just teaching asanas or posting content that isn't useful or educational feels a disservice, and that's why I'm actually taking action today. So I don't know if you can see, but on the side of my lips here they're actually cracked, and from a metaphysical perspective that actually means that I am suppressing things that I have to say. So my body's communicating with me, so I'm listening and delivering on Thursday. So that's why we're here today and it's not Wednesday. I will do maybe another Whiteboard Wednesday on metaphysical issues in the body and how your body's communicating with you, letting you know exactly what you need as long as you tap in and listen. I will do that another week. This week I'm going to talk a little bit about yoga philosophy. Now, a lot of people in the yoga world teach asanas and they say, you know, yoga's more than that, but okay, well what is it then? So I'm simply here to present you with authentic knowledge. I'm not here to convince you, I'm not here to change your mind, I'm not here to preach about yoga. I'm simply here as a channel to present you with authentic knowledge. Now, I was trained in the Himalayas. The wisdom that was passed to me was passed mouth to mouth. A lot of it isn't in books that you'll find. Some of it is, of course, but I had the privilege of being taught from the horse's mouth. So thank you for being here, thank you for trusting me, and yeah, I'm excited for this series. I don't know where it's going to lead, but I just feel guided to do this, so here I am. So we're going to start with the basics. What is yoga? Yoga comes from the Sanskrit word of yug. Yug in Sanskrit translates to the union of. The union of what? So in yoga we are connecting the union of the individual self and the supreme consciousness. So whatever supreme consciousness to you looks like, it doesn't matter, it's not limited. Whatever that looks like to you, maybe it's a person, maybe it's a deity, maybe it's an energy, maybe it's something, it's infinite, there's no limit to the supreme consciousness. So whatever resonates with you is the supreme consciousness. So we're simply connecting the self to the supreme consciousness. That is the practice of yoga. That is what we're practicing. Now, in Sanskrit, this is called Jitvan and Brahmana. If you want the Sanskrit words, that's what it's called. So now we'll talk a little bit about the different types of yoga. So people, say, I'm doing yin yoga. Hi. I'm doing yin yoga. I'm doing hatha yoga. I'm doing ashtanga yoga. I'm doing kundalini yoga. Now, what is the difference between all the yogas? So let's take a look here. We've got hatha yoga, ashtanga yoga, yin yoga, tanga yoga, kundalini yoga, laughter yoga, restorative yoga, vinyasa yoga. The list goes on. There's like so many types of yoga. And all I can say to you is, what is the common word in all of the styles of yoga? Yoga, exactly. So the whole point of yoga is to unite. So there is no separation. Each path of yoga will get you to the same destination. Now, yes, we have a few different varieties of ways that we can get there. So for example, yin yoga, you're working a lot more on the deep tissues of the body, the deep connected tissues of the body. This can be used to release trauma, emotions, stuck emotions, and it really brings you into the present moment. And this also stimulates the nadis, the chakras, which again, I will talk about that another week. I won't go into that just yet. And all of the practices of yoga, whether it be, ashtanga yoga, yin yoga, kundalini yoga, stimulate the nadis and the energy channels in the body to allow the prana to flow. So that's why they all essentially do the same thing in the end. Now, some, you might have a different experience. Some might be comfortable, some might be uncomfortable. For example, I'm a kundalini yoga practitioner, and kundalini kriyas are very, 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 very intense. They can release all sorts of stuff in the body, and with kundalini yoga, we are working predominantly on the organs of the body, the chakra system, the hormonal system of the body. And in turn, it can bring up a lot of stuck emotions. So you can get quite emotional while you're doing kundalini yoga. Whereas, maybe vinyasa flow might be a little bit more muscle predominant. So maybe you're going to feel it a little bit more in the muscles rather than the emotional body. But essentially, all yoga is the same thing. All paths lead to the same destination. So there's no one yoga that's better than the other. All paths lead to the same destination. So this is the first episode on Whiteboard Wednesdays with Clara. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, pop them in the comments, and I look forward to sharing more with you.